Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Polanin. I'm a principal researcher at the American Institutes for Research and co-director of the Methods of Synthesis and Integration Center, or Mosaic, at AIR. We're excited to have you here to talk about unlocking the power of large language models for search string development as part of a systematic review and meta-analysis. I'm joined by my colleagues Laura Michelson and Martina Sitkovits. Let's get right into it. Laura?
Okay, hi everyone. Laura Michelson here, senior researcher at AIR and co-director of Mosaic. We are some of the many people who have been excited by the seemingly endless, infinite applications of LLMs to many different spheres and disciplines and industries. And we've found in our experience that enhancing the literature search is one of them. So we want to share what we've learned and what we found with all of you. What does it mean to conduct a high quality systematic review search? First, you need to devise comprehensive search terms that cover all of the key characteristics that I mentioned earlier. And the real key here is that you don't want to go so broad that you have hundreds of thousands of irrelevant results to sift through. But you also don't want to go so specific that you miss key articles that might be relevant. So this process is always very iterative, and it is as much an art as it is a science. So bringing it all together, this is what the actual search string would look like, the string that we would submit to an electronic database. So again, separate clauses for each study characteristic, where within clause terms are linked by or, and each clause is linked by and. So this is the starting place for the search string before we loop in LLM.
You all probably know this, but just in case, a large language model is the type of machine learning, and machine learning has been around for a really long time. Is if you've ever played with ChatGPT or Bard or any of the others, you know this, but just in case you haven't, you go into the website and we're going to input some text, and that text we call a prompt, and you'll see this becomes very important in a second. And based on what we input, the large language model is going to analyze it, and especially if we ask it for something specific, it's going to give us an output. So how do we use that output? Well, that's where the Wang and colleagues paper comes in. Takeaway is that they tested a bunch of prompts, and they looked to see how sensitive and specific the results were. So like how expansive were the results, and then also how good were the results at identifying the studies or the citations that they thought should be included in the review that they were conducting. Okay, so let's just show what we suggest, what they suggest. So this is the one that they end up comparing every other prompt to. This first part is you're like telling it what to model itself after. Okay, the next slide. Saying this in your prompt will help hone in and limit those terms that it's going to give back to you. Okay, the third. So this is really like you're setting it up to, you're giving it the context. And then finally, this last sentence, these models work best when you're telling the LLM to give me something specific. This is the actual prompt that you would put into ChatGPT. Copy and paste that prompt into ChatGPT, hit the execute button, and let it suggest a search string and some search terms to you. And if you'd like to learn more about how to extend large language models for search string development, check out our infographic. The link is in the description below.
Thanks everyone for joining, and yeah, please reach out if you want to connect with us.